Bremont has redesigned the Martin Baker, and I wanted to know exactly what has gone into this reimagined icon of the brand. So I headed down to their headquarters, the Wing, to speak with CEO Davide Cerrato to find out how you redesign a legend. As I was walking around the Wing, it was hard to miss the many references to aviation. Whether it was the Martin Baker ejector seat or the cockpit of a BA jumbo jet on the front lawn. As many will know, the Martin Baker line is linked to and tested by the famed ejector seat manufacturer of the same name, with the watches being put to the ultimate test of being subjected to live ejections, as we can see from the cracked crystal of this model. It's clear that the release of the full Altitude collection right now was part of Davide's plan since stepping into the role, with this newly refined yet still recognisably Bremont product being used to ground the collectors back to the brand after last year's dramatic rebrand. There are 3 models to pick from, so let's start with the icon, the new Martin Baker, with its new name, the Meteor. The new name comes from the actual aircraft Martin Baker uses to test its ejector seats. My first impression was that these looked like an elevated version of the Bremont of old, so let's focus in on some points of continuity that we can see here. The triptych case has stayed, with that same knurled case band, although this time that knurling is slightly less pronounced. There is a lot on the dial which you will recognise from the old models. The iconic ejector pull loop has stayed on the seconds counterweight, but this time it's in white to keep it in line with other indicators on the dial. The bidirectional inner bezel is still there with its wonderfully satisfying rotor-click system that's operated through the second crown. And we still have that red arrow on the dial, a recognisable symbol of ejection. We also keep those broad sword hands filled with the latest generation of superluminova. These match the new applied numerals done a militaristic stencil design that offer great visibility, even on the new silver dial versions that can be seen on all 3 models. This new watch comes with a full case and bracelet made from titanium, including those knurled crowns that are extremely easy to grip and manipulate. Inside is the BB14 automatic movement, which is a reworked G100 from movement specialist Lejeune Perret, with 68 hours of power reserve, gunmetal grey colouring and a soft iron ring surrounding it to provide magnetic resistance. The bracelet that this model and all the Altitude line carries has been specifically designed by Davide, and I'll let the man himself explain it in a bit more detail.
The design inspiration is it's a little bit funny because
Go on, tell me about this.
If you look at the design of the internal part of the Terra Nova bracelet, the pattern is the one that we are using on the Altitude. So we decided to go for the brushed with the polished element for the Terra Nova, and it's really working well. But we started from that shape to build up the design of the Altitude one. We reversed engineered the bracelet, and now we have a third bracelet that has this fantastic quality and articulation, a lot of links that you can take off to fit on every bracelet, is interchangeable as the straps.
One particular update that I'm a fan of is this new box crystal that Bremont has opted for, giving this watch a bit more depth and adding to the vintage styling cues that those numerals contribute to too. Next up, we have the smallest watch in the Altitude collection, the 39 date. This simple watch is a true everyday piece of the 3 new models, and while it carries over many of the same features from the Martin Baker Meteor, there are a few key differences. Firstly, the model is made from 904L steel, an elevated alloy that is favoured by more and more brands these days over the standard 316 variant that has been so widely used. This is in both the case and the bracelet. We lost that internal rotating bezel and its controlling second crown at 4, and a reduction in the text on the dial. But everything else is pretty much the same here when you compare it to the new Martin Baker. Even the movement has been kept the same. This model might be my favourite from the collection, purely for its wearability, as it works brilliantly on the bracelet or the other 2 strap options, making it extremely versatile and able to be worn in any situation. And finally, we have the most complex of its core collection, and that is the Altitude Chronograph GMT. With a whole heap of added complication, It's great to see that this is the same case diameter as the Martin Baker at 42mm, with just an increase in thickness of 2.5. The dial has its chronograph subdials laid out in a 12-9-6 configuration, leaving space for the logo at 3. While the long GMT hand has a bright red tip and is read off the two-tone black and grey outer 24-hour track. A nice aeronautical detail that Bremont has added to this is the running seconds hand in the shape of a 3-blade propeller in the subdial at 9. Inside is the B781AC, which has a Solita base and comes with 62 hours of power reserve. As with the other two simpler models, it also carries a shock and magnetic protection. All of these watches can be protected under a 5-year warranty, and full servicing can be carried out at the Wing in the UK, thanks to the trained team of watchmakers and technicians they have on hand.
Davide, we've come downstairs. It feels like an exhibition space, more than a manufacturer to me. Just look at the E-type bonnets. Who else has that on their wall?
The essence of Britishness.
This is incredibly British. We've got polo fields outside, we've got E-types on the wall, and we've got Bremont on the wrists. We've seen now this evolution of the first 12 months of Bremont under the Wayfinder logo. What does the next 12, 24 months look like for you and this new air, sea and land delineation?
A very consistent development of the brand. We are also coming with a very interesting steel version of the 500 meter with a new texture dial with waves. And we are coming with a very special jumping hour on Terra Novas. It's a totally mechanical development with this incredible balance to find in terms of torque and in terms of energy of the movement to make the jump in a sharp way. Our does the jump in less than 1/10 of a second. Very special complication, and it just shows how Bremont is also working now on the technical content. We have developed with Agenor this fantastic perpetual GMT, very, very unique in a sporty execution of a perpetual, which is rare. We are assembling the movement in Henley, so we are really working also on the content and not only on the design.
Not many other perpetual calendars made and assembled here in the UK.
Correct.
Davide, thank you so much for showing me around the Wing. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments on this new Altitude collection, the evolution of the Martin Baker, the icon that it is, the man that makes and evolves icons here with me. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and not to miss a single video. See you next time.